Yeah, so actually, if Pollock wins by as many as like 15 M's, they'll actually take over that fourth spot.
Fifth. Yeah.
Oh, I
Um,
thought Parker was currently in fourth.
no. There's five teams that are all way up there, and then there are five teams that are way down.
Oh, you're right. I see. So they're 18 behind Millen. So if they beat Parker, they'll still need to beat one of the other top teams or have some breakage to pull up.
Yeah. Okay.
And Pollock. So
Well,
Pollock also has a match against Rosenthal. So they have two matches against teams ahead of them, and they have a match against Millen. So yeah, actually, so Pollock has three matches against teams in the top five. So sort of, if you're going to be in the bottom half of the field, that's at least a good good draw to have.
mhm.
So which match are you watching?
Parker Pollock. So
All
that's
right,
what
let
I
me
have pulled up.
pull it up here.
And we do get both gross acts at the tables. I wish there was a way to just like turn off Zach. Like just put completely remove his hand from play so that we don't have to see all the monstrosities that he creates with his cards. But anyway, I love Zach. He's great. Not his
Sure.
bridge though. His bridge is awful. Same
Fair.
auction starting in both rooms on the first board. A heart, a no trump, two clubs. Um, looks like Zach is playing some sort of gazilli, but in the green room they're not, or at least it wasn't alerted. So Zach has showed 10 to 15 at this point with natural hearts and clubs, so hearts and four or more clubs. Two hearts, all pass. Ooh, in the green room, so we do have a bit of a difference of system here. If you're playing Gazilli, there's no real way to sign off in two diamonds,
Right.
and East in the green room was able to sign off in two diamonds.
Yeah, although two hearts look just fine, right? I mean, if you guess the club or get a club, oh, and actually look, South is taking them off the hook.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, this is getting exciting in the blue room. I was looking at the play in two diamonds in the green room, which, as you mentioned, probably not that exciting of a contract. Looks like the defense is going to come to two spades, a heart, a spade ruff.
The diamond, and probably that's it, because at that point the hearts will be set up and there's still a club entry and not so many trumps left.
Yeah, but how do you actually pull trumps? I yeah, you're okay. You're probably right. I think Declare will probably be able to make two diamonds. But let's see what's going on in the blue room because so Zach showed this 10 to 15, minimum opener with five hearts and four clubs. South elects to balance two spades, which I think is absolutely insane. You're just asking for
I
trouble.
am 100% with you.
Yeah,
Even in these colors, like, what are you doing here at Ems,
yeah. There's just no need. Like the opponents are in two hearts. You don't want to compete for part scores. Your side can't have a game. North led the Jack of Spades.
No, North led ace another spade, right? Oh,
Nope.
the Jack of Spades. Wow, that is really.
What?
I feel like I'm not smart enough to make leads like that.
Okay, well, so back to the auction. I think Zach did the thing that like I would be very tempted to do in this spot, which is the opponents have done something stupid. I'm going to double them, and
Yeah, well, I think double is also just informative. Like, you have some extras. You know that at least one heart is cashing, presumably, because South didn't act earlier and partner only has a double tin. I mean, here, obviously, a singleton. You have a good lead. You have three spades, which is many as you could have. I think double is, a very very sensible bid there for a lot of reasons.
I agree, and I think
And by the way, playing Gazilli, you also have a maximum.
right. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I mean all of this is 100%, and I think uh, Georgia East probably just took safety over passing out two of a major doubled at Imps, but I think she missed a big opportunity here.
If you bring it back, especially with a sponsor playing, it was like, sorry, we're minus 470. The sponsor isn't really going to understand. So it might be like a safety play for that reason.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still, you know, I think there's a lot of reasons why you should just check out two spades doubled, though. Nah, I don't know. I guess I can go both ways on it. One of the things is
Yeah,
like the opponents have just made a stupid auction.
yeah, keep in mind your spades are threes or 10 third. Like if you had, a little something in spades, it would also be a lot more attractive. You do have this roughing value in hearts, so maybe having low trumps is okay. A partner has like ace jack third opposite your 10 third.
Yeah, right. I think like the stiff heart kind of is indicative of defending.
And meanwhile, Zach somehow managed to make three hearts, so probably did something silly that happened to work out.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I guess the Jack of Spades lead didn't hurt his cause.
Right. Yeah. I think that was the main point that the Jack of Spades lead just kind of helped.
And we
Um,
aren't kidding. Zach is an okay player.
yeah. Well, it's look. I'm not going to say that Zach got lucky on that one. Sometimes, if you're just a good player, people make more mistakes against you. But a leading low from Ace Jack Doubleton is kind of insane.
Well, I think when you're a good player, people make more mistakes against you, but also when you're a good player, you're going to capitalize on every mistake in a way that a weaker player wouldn't.
Yeah, very true. Very true. The initial Jack of Spades might have cost. The low spade from South was very odd. Oh, did South get in and put a low spade on the table later?
Probably. I can go back and take a look at the play record here.
Yeah, I wasn't following the play. I just saw Zach. I mean, the trumps were solid. Zach lost a heart trick. So what did he end up losing? He ended up losing a heart.
No, he played a heart to the queen, which South ducked, and then the ten of spades off the board, which North won, and then North shifted to a low diamond, went to the ace, declare misguessed the club, and then North played a heart, and West played trumps, and that was basically that. So North did get his rough, but that was the last trick for the defense. There was no tap possible because the rough was with the long trump.
But why was there a rough? That was the question, right?
Why was there a rough? Because when South got in with the ace of hearts, he was able to give her partner a spade rough.
Right, but South should
Because
have had a winning spade.
Zach, so it went heart to the queen, and Zach played a spade off the board to the now stiff ace.
Spade to the queen.
So heart to the queen
Uh huh.
at trick two,
Yeah.
ducked.
Yeah.
And then Zach let a spade off the board, which was the ace of spades, and set up the rough.
Right, but South has the queen of spades remaining.
Oh, so I didn't. Um, that's a good question.
Okay, I don't know. Again, I didn't follow. Ewan was watching. Um,
Yeah, so
Ewan,
West South did shift to a low spade, maybe to put North in for. I can't imagine why. I don't know.
yeah, okay. Right,
It does seem odd because if you cast the Queen of Spades, North can pitch a diamond, which might be useful.
yeah, yeah, of course.
All right,
Um,
so it sounds like South did not. Yeah, in fact, the double Omni solver says the Queen of Spades was the down two card.
yep, right, because
So
Declare is just getting tapped out.
yeah, yeah. So South did not distinguish herself on this board. Like, got away with this two spade bid, pushing them a level higher, and then forgot to go plus.
Okay, so something interesting's happening on board 52. We got a 2-0 opener in the blue room, well, in both rooms, and then systemically, East wasn't able to show both majors game forcing below 3 no trump. Um,
Right.
Whereas in the green room, they were able to stop in 3 no. Now, which contract is going to be more successful?
So I certainly like the green room auction better, where you showed your 5-5 below 3 no trump, but I guess we'll see.
Well,
I mean, neither of these contracts looks terrific to me.
yeah. But it's hard to fault East for just forcing the game with 5-5 in the majors opposite a 2-0 opener at both tables.
Yeah, and maybe from East's point of view, it's just not worth catering to the times when partner is 3-2, partner's 2-2 in the majors, they're rare, and when your hand's that weak, you might do better in the major anyway.
Yep.
So maybe East auction is you know, is eminently sensible in the blue room.
Yeah, so I mean, certainly if Declare can do everything, they should be able to make plenty of tricks in hearts. But they're going to have to guess really well, and I just don't think they can actually do everything. Like, if you were able to play a round of trumps to the 8, the queen doubleton falls.
Um, yeah.
So Zach's doing fairly well so far. He's cashed 2 rounds of diamonds, and he's now led the 7, which is high. And that's going to pose a problem for North, who doesn't realize that he's just pitching a club loser on this trick.
Yeah, and obviously you know, knowing that they're in an 8 card fit at most, it's very reasonable for North to want to preserve his trump length.
Yeah. Okay. So Zach does correctly duck a spade. I think this is very sensible to lead this, to lead a
And
low
why,
spade
why,
here.
why would he play the 7 and not the 9 though?
I
I
don't
guess,
know.
here it matters. Yeah.
I think just because North is very likely to split from the Jack 10.
Yeah, and I guess it doesn't matter here. You catch the ace and king drops anyway, and the king is in, or the queen, you don't gain anything. But
Yep.
all right, so south now.
Is he going to make 4 hearts at this point? Because he's pitched his club loser, I think South might need to switch. Okay, I was going to say I think South might have needed to switch to a club and start tapping Declarer.
Yeah, that was what I thought too. But I guess you can get a
Or not
second
Declarer,
tap
tapping the
in,
dummy.
having dummy,
Yeah.
the long hand. Yeah, certainly. I think this is going to be, you know, the end of the defense here. I don't think there's. I mean, North will probably duck this again to preserve his club length and like hope something good happens, but I don't think anything good will.
Hmm. I mean, it's still not so easy to get over to East's hand, right? Like, if North just either wins this or ducks this, it doesn't matter. Like, you have to rough a card to get over to East's
Well,
hand.
it's also going to be a little hard to get to West's hand, right? Because so like let's say North ducks this, and now there you are. And what does Declare do?
Well, Declare is just going to play the King of Hearts, I'm sure.
Okay,
Actually, it's fairly easy for Declare to make after this trick gets docked, right? We play the King of
so
Hearts.
so it goes King of Hearts to the ace,
Yeah.
and now they play a spade.
Yeah, and then we get to play the Queen of Diamonds. It gets
Which
roughed
North
and over
roughs.
roughed. We pull the last trump, and then we go Queen of
Oh,
Spades,
you've
Spade.
only right. So you only have one. Right. Right, because you saw Trump's left. They haven't started the tap against you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think Roseanne probably did need to play a club there to start the tap going. I mean, it seems like, by the way, that she, um, you know, So she's looking at dummy with a long heart. So she probably could have like it's harder to visualize a dummy tap than a declare tap a lot of the time. There's this like psychological block to it. But Roseanne's a strong player. I think she's seen this one before and might have worked out that tapping dummy was the right defense, tapping the long hand.
Hmm.
Like a lot of players somehow psychologically find that difficult because we're sort of wired to tap declare, and when dummy's the long hand, sometimes you can miss that possibility.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, so Zach hasn't made the hand yet, and I was wondering if he was going to do this. So he does lead the Queen of Spades.
Which seems okay.
Well,
Right? What he wants out to do here, if she roughs you over rough and just play the diamond.
right. Yep.
And if she
Yeah.
pitches, you pitch and lead another one, and you're still gonna take four more tricks at that point. Like this is the winner, you'll have three hearts.
Yep. Uh, is that true? Like if it goes Queen of Spades, Spade Rough with the King of Hearts, are we actually getting?
Yeah, because this is trick seven, the King of Hearts is trick eight, and you have the Jack ten of Hearts.
That's only one trick.
Oh no, but you play the diamond, and what do you want North to do? If North rough's low, you can split out the hearts, and if your rough's high, you're going to take two trumps now.
Yeah, no, I mean this is going to work on this layout of the cards, but I guess it's not
I mean,
hundred
is it?
percent.
No, but I think it's certainly Declare's best shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suspect that North will rough this high, hoping for a miracle, but
Okay.
maybe that's
I
maybe there
mean,
just is no miracle. You just
right. Yep. Well done by Zach to
well, actually, if he roughs this low, they make an over trick. He has to rough it high,
No,
right? Oh no,
he's
I
not
guess
gonna
they
make
don't.
an over
Yeah,
trick. He'll just exit a spade at that point.
right.
Claim his 10.
Well, it doesn't matter because if he roughs low, South can over rough it, and they still take two trump tricks.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're establishing that I could use a bit of a nap here.
Okay. So Zach does end up making four hearts. South having to rough with the queen there. And pretty big swing to Parker on that board. 3-0 does happen to go down in the other room. Let's jump to the green room, board 53. They have started an auction, and it seems like North-South have found a pretty big diamond fit. So North opens a natural diamond, showing four or more. We get a spade overcall from East, three diamonds. Alerted is mixed. And what would we do as North over a mixed raise? I mean, you probably just pass?
I guess, but man, that's a pretty good hand opposite. Partner does have a fifth diamond, which I think they often should for this kind of mixed raise. All of a sudden you're pretty close to a game. I mean, obviously the ace jack ten fourth of spades is not great.
Right, yeah, because you're considering five diamonds, not three now, right?
Right, but if partner has, more than one spade, West is going to be over roughing and East is going to be sitting there with a spade honors behind your ace jack ten, but he does bid five diamonds, so shows you what I know.
Okay, so he bids five diamonds. Looks
Yeah, so
like East West have three defensive tricks: a diamond, a club, and a spade.
yeah, at least. I mean, there's also some handling to do, I think, with the spade length and matching doubletons in South and West.
Whoa. Okay, I'm just looking at the blue room now. We have a.
Yeah, little difference. Well, for what it's worth, that one diamond is precision, I believe, right? I'm pretty sure Bill and Roseanne are a precision pair.
Mhm.
I mean, it does seem like a pretty big position, but I guess if North can have, one diamond or zero, depending on how they play, even if it's two and a limited hand, like where is South going?
Right. Okay. Well, it I guess pretty clearly now is precision, right? Otherwise, why would North be
Right.
bidding two diamonds?
Right.
So,
Oh, I'm 100% that they play precision. I'm just not exactly sure.
blue room over here, we get a precision two club opener in third seat. A little surprising that Zach doesn't do anything with his six card spade suit.
Yeah,
Um,
very well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's too good for him to open two spades.
fair point. Fair point. Um, so two clubs, we get a takeout double from East. Maybe a little odd to make a takeout double, balance 15 count, 4 triple three. But
Yeah, I mean,
between that and like 2 no, those are the options.
yeah, ace third obviously is not a great holding for Chino, and certainly against precision, you have to do something. So,
Right.
particularly like knowing that North has club length. If you like duck a couple of clubs, but sometimes they just have a legitimate opening bid, third seed or not, as they do here. So, no trouble, you duck a couple of clubs, and you're in some real trouble if North has an entry, which they often will.
Yep.
Obviously, here, whatever you do, West is going to put it in spades, but I like the double.
Yeah. So double, we got a raise on a Doubleton club in South, and then Zach, of course, having not bid on the first round of the auction, must bid three spades or four spades now. This contract is not going to do very well, is it? Looks like the defense has three more tricks from here if they get the diamonds going. Otherwise, declare can set up a heart discard. Okay, North does not get the diamonds going. Which is a little surprising to me. I mean, North can see all these good hearts in the dummy, and those are going to be set up for discards. I think you got to switch to ace of diamonds and a diamond there. But okay, so we're going to see declare going down one and four spades. Whoa! This could be a huge swing, actually, to Pollock. Look at the green room. We see the two spade opener by West, a three club overcall by North, four spades by East, which seems pretty normal, and then
This is a bizarre double myself.
yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. Maybe South thinks this is like responsive or something.
Yeah, but even so,
It's
like if
true. This is not a
like
good
if you
double.
have any future on this deal, partner will double four spades himself, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Adam, thinking about it, I feel like with king and a spade, you kind of just have to pass.
I don't know. I mean, you have seven cards, and seven cards shooting a singleton. I mean, yeah, it's true. Like South race to have a singleton spades, the king of spades is junk, but he also may be worried about four spades making. Like if partner is doubling on a club rough, Adam knows that rough probably isn't there.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I agree with you. Like I think you just have to pass and hope for the best, but I'm sure that's one of the things going through his mind during this pause.
yeah, that's true. And some of the difficulty is, especially if you're playing with a infrequent partner, you might not be on the same page about what these doubles mean, and it can be profitable. I think, as you had mentioned in the previous couple of boards, that you you don't always want to like do the thing that is probably correct, but might produce a really terrible result. Um,
Yeah, well, again, especially, as here when he's playing with the sponsor, if he goes minus 790, the sponsor probably isn't going to understand whose fault it was.
yeah, Although it's a little more understandable if the sponsor is the one doubling, right? If they double and something bad happens, it's usually not too bad for you. Then,
That's true. But here, it's, when you have a 7 card suit and a singleton, someone's going, why didn't you just pick your 7 card suit? I don't know.
yep. Well, he does bid five clubs, and this is not going to be too pretty for North South.
Nope.
So we do see a pretty sizable swing, therefore, to Pollock, who might take the lead after this hand. How many is five clubs going down? We have a club, a heart, a spade, and a diamond. This should be down two.
Yeah, so obviously neither Rosak is capable of going plus on hands like this.
Although Zach had quite a bit of restraint not opening his hand. But
Yeah.
okay, well, what's going on in the blue room on board 56? East-West made it all the way up to four hearts and appear to have some difficulty because the trump suit is positioned very poorly. So despite the club suit being very friendly, I'm wondering if this
Yeah.
might still go down.
Yeah, you're sort of off to a good start here. Taking the first 5 tricks, but I think it gets a little rougher from here.
Yeah, so I think if South puts a diamond on the table now, it's bad news for Declare, but maybe I'm
Well,
wrong about that.
certainly, it promotes a trump trick, but I think that's a trump trick that they had anyway.
Sure. So then maybe there's not great defense. I guess you can put a heart through and collect a diamond trick. But then what? North is just kind of end played, right? After cashing the diamond queen.
Yeah, but that's. Oh, I see what you mean. That's not necessarily a plus, is it?
No, it looks like maybe Declare is going to turn out
Oh, no, they'll
okay
just
in
go
four
plus.
hearts.
They're going to get this trick, the Queen of Diamonds, after he has a heart, and the Nine of Hearts is still a trick if you just sit back and wait for it. That's 4 tricks.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Yes. So as long as South puts a trump on the table, it's going to be very easy from here.
Yeah, I think South possibly can play any card in her hand. No, that's not true.
Low spade.
This is, I think, one of the options. The King of Spades might have been good enough because if West pitches a diamond, then you sort of get back to the same, 2 trumps to come position.
Yep.
This, I think, compresses their tricks, right? If West pitches here, North is stuck.
I think that's true, although Declare might not realize it yet. Like if Declare pitches diamond and North roughs, they're gonna have to rough the diamond return in hand, and then play a heart to the queen, and just hope that things work out for them, which they will.
Yeah, I get one. Like Declare just has no options in the play. The cards either work or don't. Like presumably, Zach knows the Queen of Clubs was on side.
Mm-hmm.
Like that ace play is just too weird otherwise.
Right. Yep. So it looks like Declare is finding all of the right plays on this hand. Zach doing well to read the misdefense of the opponents, I think. And he takes the club hook. He's now going to exit the King of Hearts, and that will be the end of the defensive tricks. So making 4, really strong result, I think. I didn't see the early play.
Yeah, nor did I. I was watching this auction in the other room, as I guess you were too.
Yeah, but I would say that one of the things that I think very strong declarers especially pick up on is that if you run into a player or pair that is very weak defensively, who has made some mistakes throughout the set, which Zach probably noticed on that previous board in the four heart contract that he was playing,
Right.
then you can just start bidding a lot and expect that the opponents are going to give you tricks in the play.
Um, yeah, but I think, North South are a better pair than this match is showing them to be. And by the way, they're ahead in the match despite having made, what looked like a bunch of mistakes to us.
Right, although board 56 is yet to the end at the other table.
Oh, that's true. Right.
I expect to see a bit of a change
Yeah.
in the guard. But we'll see. We'll see. So the auction has proceeded the same way. And looking at West's hand, I mean, West has a 15 count, right? And the auction started a heart past two hearts. He has a singleton in the opponent's suit. This is a spot where I believe a lot of players. So Zach bid four hearts in this position. And I think that that was partly based on what he had observed already in the previous boards, where he's just like, I think I'm just going to make this contract against these players. It might be more prudent to try some sort of game try, which is what Larry goes with, three diamonds.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I don't like about blasting game, despite everything you say being true, is presumably both Wests know that their partner only has three hearts, and this is the kind of hand where the fourth trump is going to be really useful. Like with the stiff ace of spades, you might be able to just reverse the dummy when partner has four trumps.
Yeah. Yep. Very true. Very true. But so Larry, I think, goes with the more practical choice, which is going to look good on paper until they actually compare the results on paper with their scorecards. So three hearts, and we will see a swing of some sort, depending on whether or not three hearts makes. I expect it to. I think Declare will probably take a fairly similar line of play, roughing two diamonds in the dummy, roughing a spade in hand, and then leading club up.
Like cross rough, and at the end, you line up the cards in front of you and count how many are pointing your way.
Yep. Okay, so let's head over to the blue room for a sec, see what's going on in this auction. So East opened the spade, Zach in the West makes a two diamond game force, two hearts by East, two spades by West, showing the support.
I would open too, but man, there are still players in this world who would be horrified.
Yep. Definitely, definitely. And honestly, I think Joe Grew and Brad Moss would pass that hand from what I've seen. They vulnerable do not like opening 11 counts.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of uh, their matches to know, but I think, even most players who consider themselves aggressive would draw the line here. Like if you put the Queen of Diamonds into the three card fragment, I think a lot of players, yeah, I think virtually everyone would open here. I can see why players just treat it as a pass.
Yeah.
Especially when if you had four spades and five hearts, it would also be more attractive to open because, with this hand, if you start overcalling, you might be able to get both your suits in anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a great argument, but there are players who would make that argument.
Yeah, exactly. So we see South leading. I mean, basically the only lead South has available, which is a club.
Right.
But that's going to work out just great.
Right. I mean, here, they're just one trick too high, which maybe would happen if East passed because West has a strong no trump and East would just force the game.
Yeah, like the contract isn't bad if the opponents lead something that isn't a club, right? You can set up the diamonds to pitch your club loser.
Right, or if they lead either red suit, you can pitch clubs in that red suit.
Yep. Unfortunately, your auction has kind of pinpointed the weakness in clubs, and
Although I guess pitching a club on a heart is less useful because now when you take roughs, they are with dummies high trumps, which is you probably survive it, and it at least gives you the timing to knock out a diamond, maybe, but it's not great.
yeah,
But I think probably they lead a heart, you take a pitch, you play on diamonds before trumps, and probably you come out okay.
yeah. So, I mean, standard opening lead, and then good defense by North-South, just continuing clubs to set up the suit. It's going to lead to down one. It might be a push, We'll see if they open the East hand in the other room. Even if they don't, as long as East-West diagnose a spade fid, I think they'll probably end up in four spades regardless.
Yeah, I would suspect that they will not open in the other room. I think East West are, a generation older than Zach and Georgia, so for that reason alone, it might be a little bit out of the range.
Yeah. Okay, so we see almost identical line of play in three hearts to what happened in the other room. Um, Funnily enough, Adam is going to get end played out of his trump trick in this line. Declare gets to cash the jack of clubs and then exit a diamond and make 10 tricks. So that'll be 6 imps to Parker, who does pick up, or who does get the lead back in the match. Oh, what? Declare just cashed the 10 of hearts?
That seems surprising.
I guess he was worried that North could ruff the jack of clubs and play a diamond to partner, who could then, trump coup him. Or, I don't know what the term is, but promote a trump trick from South. That's not possible, though. No, there's no distribution that North could hold where that would happen. Okay. So small mistake just for an over trick there. And that does cost him an imp. So 2 imp lead to Parker over Pollock. Few boards to play. We will see. Ooh, look at this. East opened a spade in this room as well on 57.
I was wrong.
So they will get to game, presumably 4 spades, and then we'll keep an eye on whether or not South is able to find the club lead. It's hard to imagine leading anything else from the South hand. You don't want to lead away from an ace. You don't really want to lead the opponent's trump suit, especially holding jack third. That could blow a trick. So clubs is kind of the only choice. But we'll see. What's going on in the blue room on 58? A diamond by East, 2 club overcall by South. Maybe a bit of an aggressive 2 club bid. Although, I guess you could say, what else would you do as South?
I guess. I mean, one spade certainly has some appeal.
Yeah. But okay, so Zach makes a negative double, which originally is going to presumably suggest both majors. But here he's just using it to show a non-forcing spade. I was going to say he's using it to show a non-forcing spade bid. That apparently is not what's going on. He has tried 3 now. And it's worth noting that East elected to open a diamond rather than a no trump with her hand. Because some people would look at the 16 count and say 5-4-2-2 is basically balanced. And especially for the reason that you might want to protect that king doubleton of spades from the opening lead.
Yeah, and I certainly would be in the one no trump camp.
Right. The main consideration, I believe, is just if you open a diamond, are you happy to rebid 2 hearts as a reverse?
Right.
And,
which I am not. If it goes diamond past a spade, I am not happy to bid 2 hearts.
Right. Yeah. I think the hand is just a little too weak to do that. So anyway, this is vaulted east-west into 3-0, which appears to not have very much play at all, especially on this marked club lead from the auction. So club to the queen. I mean, I could see almost any defense as South. I feel like playing back at club is the most reasonable, which she does. But I could have seen a heart switch. It seems pretty clear that the opponents don't have a heart fit, so even switching to heart queen might have some merit. But okay, club goes back to North's jack, and now South's going to be very happy. 3rd round of clubs. Zach will be in, but then I'm pretty sure he's just going to end up... Oh boy, is he going to lead a spade to the king? No. He chooses against it. I think wisely so, right? He knows he's down if he just runs the
Yeah.
diamonds. Like, even if the diamonds split, he knows he's going down, whereas he did have a legitimate chance to make this if North had the spade ace. But
Yeah, I think given that he knows South's overcall is marginally in high cards, I think it's reasonable to just figure that it's a lost cause.
yeah, yep. So yeah, I think especially that 5 card club suit, like South just can't have a 2 club overcall without the spade ace. And it's not as if this is going to go much better for him, but he does. Why is South pitching spades?
And South has seemed a little bit out of form this match.
Yikes. Yeah, these spade discards are kind of crazy. I I have the feeling that North is going to play heart, thinking like, why is part? No, North does find the spade continuation. So, but Declare will end up with the last 2 heart tricks: Ace of Hearts or a heart and a diamond. He'll keep 2 winners in dummy. So 3 down. And I'm looking at the green room. It appears that 4 spades is about to sail off 1, even if North doesn't put a heart through here. Declare does not have enough pitches for all of their king, queen, jack, 4th of hearts in hand.
Yeah, the same, kind of only choice club lead produce the expected result here.
Yeah, so that should be a push, but we could see a swing back in the favor of Pollock if East-West don't get as excited about their values on board 58. But okay.
So meanwhile, in the next hand, there's a slam on a finesse.
Yeah, we're right into board 59. You say there's a slam on a finesse in spades, it looks like, or clubs.
Or clubs.
But South has done very well to get into the auction. I mean, like, I don't know if I would say South has done well, but South has opened, and if East-West have all the values, that tends to be good for your side.
Yeah, I
So,
think now we still just bid 3-0 Trump, and that'll be that. Like, it's a heavy 3-0 Trump, but I think it's still pretty normal 3-0 Trump.
you could look for a spade fit.
You could, but with the extra high cards and hard length, I think would be, would be wasting time. I don't know. Like, when you have part length, like you really don't want it to go like heart to the ace, heart rough when partner spade heart stopper is king queen jack instead of ace queen jack.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I think 3-0 is probably the bit of choice here from East.
And it turns out you're off the entire diamond suit, but they can't even make you make you guess it because North has the jack too.
Yep.
Probably, North was lead the ace diamond to be very sad. Yeah, so he does follow my advice here.
Yeah, so 3-0 by East, I'll pass, and North will definitely lead a high diamond and then realize that that's kind of futile and probably switch to a heart, and that's going to quickly result in 12 tricks for Declare. I am mildly concerned about what Adam Grossack has done in the green room. Okay, South did not rough. If South had roughed this club for whatever reason, then Declare would have had enough discards for the hearts. But not here. So it will be a push on board 57. And then board 58 will be the one we want to keep an eye on in the green room.
Mm-hmm.
So my guess as to the defense in 3-0 Trump was exactly as anticipated. High diamond and then heart switch.
Yeah, it was about as normal as it gets.
And Declare now just gets to test the club suit. Come on, Zach, test the club suit. Don't be like this. I know he's like being somewhat careful, but right, because technically if North has Jack fourth of clubs and the diamonds weren't coming home for a stopper, then you can be in trouble. Um, oh, Zach, please don't be like this. Why are we hooking the
Oh my
club?
God, what is
This
going on here?
is. You know the queen third of diamonds is a stopper. It just has to be. They wouldn't switch to the stiff hard. But okay. He's dropped a couple of tricks, only over tricks. It is teams. He was playing very safe for his contract. And so 10 tricks for declare.
Let's see.
I would
Partner's
instantly
batting
kick
it.
Zach from my team if he did this. This is why I
So
haven't been able to play on teams with him.
what's a somewhat normal auction? One no trump, transfer to spades and raise to three to get partner and out. And he says, a bit of a decision here with a bad spade holding, but sort of a maximum.
Right. Yeah, so you could elect to go low.
I see. So South is showing four card major, longer minor. This probably will not make a difference for the East West auction, but it might. Like it might make them a little more conservative, which would be good for them. And you wouldn't. I don't think you would just Texas on the West cards. It seems insane to me.
No, I was thinking like if you wanted to go low, you could just play two spades on the hand.
That seems like if partner has almost any three card suit, though, like you do have this ace and a king, it seems. Seems like you probably are gonna have play for a game.
Yeah, I think you're right. I I'm wondering if the double changes the odds though. Not that I'm
Well,
expecting
West
South to
surely is
have.
going to assume that at least the major is hearts, right?
Right. I wouldn't assume that South has spades, but I'm wondering now that like suits might not split, and if partner has three spades but spades are 3-1, that's a little sad for us, right?
Yeah, although I feel like that's still kind of masterminding, though. Like, because partner could also just have a more suit. Like, actually, partner's hand is pretty suitable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, partner had a third spade and an otherwise similar hand.
Yep.
Wouldn't you just feel like you were kind of, masterminding without really knowing that much about the deal? Like, all you know is that South has this 5-4, but like, does that really make that big a difference?
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I
Partner spades are allowed to be ace empty third.
I made a video on this. We could try and put partner on a hand and see. Um, well, let's figure out what West elects to do first. Over
Right, and
two
obviously the swing
spades.
cases are the ones where partner accepts a game invitation and you, in the postmortem, wish they hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, those, I don't know, I mean, those hands exist, but, partner has like ace third of spades and you lose two spades on this actual hand, you would still make a game.
Unless they lead a trump, no. I guess you get a pitch on the queen of diamonds.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're saying if partner has a 17 count, hold on, let's get this
No,
on.
because they could not. No, because whatever, they could not have the queen of diamonds, but you'll get a club rough. And by the way, spades are still allowed to be 2-2. Like this South happens to be 5-4 2-2.
Uh huh.
Like I'm not saying you will always make a game, but you usually make it, and you'll certainly want to be there.
Yeah, if partner has like a perfectly fitting like 15, 16, 17 count, you do want to be in game. I agree with that.
Right, but partner knows what they have. If they only have it, I think most of the time partner has three spades. Even on this auction, game is going to be somewhat playable, and anytime they don't, they're going to drop you in three spades. I guess maybe they'll try three no trump on some hands. It's probably not great. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we do see West here electing to make the invite with three spades. And this contract's not going to do great, but it's going to do a little bit better than three now in the other room.
Yeah, and they're going to lose obviously four spades and
Four spades
a
and a club.
club. So,
Oh, maybe they lose four spades and two clubs. Okay, no. Declare is going after the club discard immediately. Which I guess is sensible, right? Because if you just let a spade up towards the king, even if the ace was on side, they could tap you out of your king of spades. So this is a strong line of play by Declare. 3 rounds of diamonds, pitching a club, and then rough a heart back to West to try and put a spade up. So South roughs in on this trick with the 10 of spades. That might spook Declare a little bit. Um, but South will be able to now cash the king of clubs and eventually collect 3 more spades. So down only one. 5 imps back to Pollock.
it's a significant swing in a match like this.
Yeah. And so Pollock will retake the lead, and this is, again, a fairly important match for both of these teams. Parker being just outside of the top 4 in terms of victory points, and Pollock, of course, sitting comfortably in 6th, but wanting to move up if they can.
Yeah, and this presumably is the last match that the sponsor on the Parker team will play today. So if they're reasonably well placed at the end of this match, they'll have a serious shot to climb up into the top 4 with their best lineup in.
Would he have timing to end play South in trumps on a non-hurt return? I don't think we can ever end play South because South has too few cards in the red suits. Like, we would need to somehow magically rough some red cards in our own hand, and South would just be able to rough in intermediate with, like, the jack or queen of spades and then exit a club. So, like, club return roughed, heart to the ace, diamond rough. See, that's the thing. Whenever we lead another diamond, South always gets to rough in before they get end played. South would need to be following to these diamonds and hearts for it to work. Sad, were you hoping to beer somehow? I think it would have been difficult to beer on that hand. But, okay. What's going on 59? This was the one where East-West do technically have a slam in the either black suit. You just want to watch a Grossack brother melt down somehow? Well, we might have noticed it on board 60.
I mean, how would you even know?
Yeah, their meltdowns look like they're just playing normal bridge. Someone films the postmortem and puts it on TikTok. They should do that. I should text Zach and tell him to make a TikTok. You know what? Zach probably has a TikTok already.
Yeah, probably.
It's probably for stuff like this. I could ask him. Do you think I should text him in the middle of... Well, I guess he's done playing now. I could ask.
Yeah, so by the way, I don't know if you know this, you're now once again allowed to have your cell phone with you.
Okay.
So I think they realized that everyone just did anyway.
What's the
So in fact,
statute of limitations on that? Because I may and or may not have had my cell phone on me at times when I wasn't supposed to.
well, so in fact, in New Orleans, the rule was you could use your cell phone during any of the events as long as it was away from the table you were playing at. So that's obviously a huge change from the past.
Right.
I think they realized that everyone's just like going into a bathroom stall and turning their phone on anyway. So, you know,
True. Zach's TikTok is for hair care tips. Maybe I should follow his TikTok then.
I would actually watch that even though I'm not a Chicago guy.
I I don't know. I assume that means that he has some great hair, a very luscious head of hair.
There's a fair amount of hair.
We do see the same auction in the green room. East West reaching 3 no trump on a 2 no overcall. And East, again, as you had mentioned, electing uh, not to show the spade suit or search for spade fit.
Yeah, I think both teams will be relieved that the auction went the same way.
Yeah. So Adam doing something a little weird, I think, cashing the ace of diamonds. He doesn't have an entry. This could scare Declare in some manner into like not taking the heart finesse, right?
Mhm.
Like Declare might end up running the club suit, running the spade suit, and then just playing heart to the ace. But it seems like Declare is going to have 9 tricks at that point. So my guess is that this will be 1 imp to Pollock. Hold on, I'm going to switch back to single table view now that we are just 1 table to play. Oh,
Sure, what
wait,
he's thinking about
Declare
here.
just doesn't even need the heart hook, right? Like 4 spades and 5
Right.
clubs and 2 red suit tricks.
Yeah,
So,
the it's you're right. The hard hook is for one imp.
yeah. No, but it's not even a heart. Declare just has a cashers now. He can pitch the queen of hearts on the 4th spade. So,
Uh oh, right. Yes, you were correct.
so I think 11 imps are going to come home here. At this table, it is true Declare needs to be a little careful. Now he's going to have to decide if he's running the 10 of clubs or not. If clubs are 4-1, he needs to be able to run the 10, unblock the clubs, and still get back to his hand. Okay, he elects not to. I'm a little surprised by this line of play, actually. I would have been very tempted. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. He's just cashing his winners. He has 9 top tricks, and if the
Hmm.
clubs didn't come home, he was just going to take the queen of spades and ace of hearts and take 9, probably. But he comes to 11, 460, and we're on to the very last board of the set, which could be a pretty large swing. I didn't notice this in the other room. I think we were following this green room. But East West did very well to just like stop in 2 spades and make that contract.
Yeah. I wasn't really watching it. I'm multitasking a little bit at the moment.
I think I saw Zach open 1 heart with the West cards, which I don't like, but people do it. So we get the heart opener.
Um, yes, he did, in fact, and passed intermediate two spade response.
Yeah, so South was already prepared to come in with a spade bid and then sees this 1 spade from East. So South will pass. We'll see 2 diamonds from West. And then my guess is that East just rebids 2 spades. Kind of regardless of what system they're playing. Like if 2 spades is invitational, which some people play, then you can just rebid 2 spades invitational. If 2 spades is just weak, you can rebid 2 spades weak, figuring you have no support for partner suits. Your hand is kind of garbage. Okay.
But I'm a little surprised that East didn't try the more aggressive two spade rebid. And obviously the hand is a misfit, but you know, Like you do have a little bit of extra if partner also was just like holding back a bit. You might miss a game if everyone is just being a little too conservative.
Yeah, also, wow. Are we surprised that West didn't do anything over two hearts?
I mean, I think if you have a 5-2 heart fit and all these diamonds to deal with opposite, whatever indifferent holding partner has, like, you know, like yeah, you might feel fairly confident taking eight tricks. Are you really in such a hurry to try to take 10?
Well, so like, let's give
It's an
partner.
argument for opening one diamond, so now you don't have to think about these things.
Well,
But on the other hand, if you go with a diamond, you're often going to lose the hearts.
I mean, I'm curious about what happens if we have a diamond fit. Can we
Well,
make
what do you
five
do though?
diamonds?
I mean, if the auction starts a diamond pass, a spade pass, you're a little bit trapped here too.
Oh, well, I mean, I just rebid two diamonds with those hands. And don't worry
Right,
about it.
but you're sort of committing to losing a lot of eight card heart fits.
Yep. Um,
Yeah. I mean, I think I would open one heart for that reason. That I think the cost of, like at match points, even maybe you would open a diamond. At imps, I think the cost of missing those eight card fits can be really substantial.
yeah, that's a fair point. But I'm just concerned, it's not so much about us making a game in hearts. I would be worried about missing a game in diamonds. Like if
Yeah,
suppose partner has ace jack fourth of diamonds and out, right? The
right.
auction would still go the same. So they have four diamonds and two hearts, right? And they elect to bid two hearts because they have some diamond support and don't want to pass out two diamonds when we might make a diamond game. But they're not good enough to raise to three diamonds.
Yeah, no, I'm obviously like any bidding plan you adopt on a hand like the West one is going to have, some large number of layouts where the other thing would have worked better.
Yeah.
I mean, by
Okay.
the way, like this West hand is another good argument for precision.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
can now you can open a diamond in reverse and just not feel sad about it.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. So, Declarer has gone after the club suit, has set up a trick. I'm wondering if we'll now just see Declarer elect not to take the club hook and go like diamond to the ace, king of clubs, club rough. Okay, they do go for this line. So diamond to the
Yeah, it
ace.
seems, especially in two, this seems, with those 10-9 of hearts being really powerful.
Yep. So should see king of clubs, club rough,
It's
then a
sort of a
diamond
weird,
rough, then a club
sort of a,
rough, then a diamond
yeah, like
rough.
this is kind of a weird two-way finesse in hearts.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we
yeah.
we get to take it both ways by roughing with the 10-9 and they have to follow you know and then still having this ace king jack tennis.
Yep. I'm not sure what Declare is thinking about. I believe Declare should know the spade position. North led the jack of spades at trick one, and then played another spade, and South showed up with the 10.
Right. Yeah,
So,
so despite the a priori odds, I think West should know what's up here. Maybe he does know what's up, but he's just trying to figure out exactly how to deal with it. Yeah.
like,
Like I think the way to deal with it is by playing on clubs, but maybe he's worried about the king of clubs being roughed. I don't know.
yeah, well, I suppose you can go heart to the ace, diamond rough, then king of clubs, club. That might be a little safer for exactly 8 tricks.
Yeah, I'm a dumb guy. I think I would just play the king of clubs, and if it survives, get on with it. Just figure that with South and having five spades, that if anyone, that you don't have to worry too much about North over roughing in clubs at that
No,
point.
no, no, but the scary position is when South has 2-2 in the minors. Whoa! Okay, this can't be the right plan.
Well, I suspect he's planning to pitch the jack of clubs on this trick, but who knows? No, he's just gonna rough eye. This seems very strange.
What? What?
Yeah, this is bizarre.
Now leads the jack of, and takes a
What?
club finesse?
All right, I give up on predicting what West is going to do.
Okay, well, everything has worked. Declare has figured out the lie of the cards. I can't argue with someone who has worked out the entire hand.
Yeah, I mean, this West is quite a strong player. I think if he backed his judgment in the play, he had a very sound reason to.
Yeah, so now we get to ruff the 10 of clubs. And when South shows out, hopefully we're actually going to collect 10 tricks here.
Yeah.
We should be able to score all of our trumps. North having to follow with the diamond. Roughs the beer card, and we'll score 10, so this will be 2 imps to Pollock, who will win the match by 6, and that will probably secure them a decent place, at least for the time being in the standings. They're not particularly close to top 4, but they're in contention for sure.
They needed a fairly big win here to vault up the standings.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what other tables are still in play. Okay, that was the last match to finish. So this was the match result. So Lewis, who was leading, had a very strong showing in this match, shutting out their opponents. Waldowski, 19-0. And all the other matches were fairly close. I mean, the biggest win was for Rosenthal, in fact, defeating Millens by a sizable amount. That's a big deal because those were 2 teams that are in the top 4 already, or currently we're sitting in the top 4.
Yeah, so Rosenthal is now, I'm looking at the full standings on the USBF site. Rosenthal is now in second, and they're almost 14 victory points ahead of third, so they're in very good shape to finish where they want to. And I assume 1 and 2 get to pick their opponent from 3 and 4.
Well, 1 probably does. Yeah.
Yeah, right. 1 probably does.
Yeah, so currently, let's get rid of me. We have another short break before round 7 starts, and then...
Yeah, so Kaplan...
I think I'm done.
Yeah, Kaplan is now in...
Oh boy.
7th place, so that's exciting.
We do see a 1 imp penalty assessed to Pollock on the results. I'm guessing for slow play.
Yeah, I mean, the match that we watched, they finished on time, but yeah, presumably.
Or maybe that's a 1 VP penalty. Yeah, it looks like 1 VP penalty, which could be a big deal. So they've moved up a little bit. Parker fell, but there's still over 10 VPs difference between 5th and 6th place. You can still get late play penalties even if you finish on time. Wait, what? Because they're doing a new thing?
Yeah, no, in fact, so what they're doing is, so the match has an allocated time, but really what it means is that each team gets half of that time. So if there's an hour for the match and your team uses 31 minutes, even if the other team uses 5 minutes and finished in 36 minutes, your side used more than its allocation of time.
Oh, that's actually really cool. So it's like a chess clock.
Exactly.
Oh, I like this. I actually really like this.
Yeah, because like we've all been in matches where like one team was really slow and the other team was under pressure to play fast to catch up. So now, the fact that everything's recorded means that that can't happen anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Levine beat Spectre, but lost on slow pay penalties.
Yeah,
even though they finished on time, got it. Right. Oh my God.
And obviously, the story with that Levine was given accommodation for his sight disability, but it was not adequate in practice. But they had agreed to it, so they were out of luck.
Yeah, it was Fleischer, not Spectre, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was a very unfortunate situation.
Yeah. No, that's true. Like I remember watching that match, and I was doing commentary for the last segment, and we had the actual score up, like the corrected score on screen, but we had noted that Levine actually won the match if the uncorrected score was up. So what Lovebridge was showing was that Levine actually won, whereas Fleischer did, and then Fleischer went on to win the whole thing. I think I had mentioned that Levine was my dark horse pick for winning the event.
Yeah. But yeah, like since the system knows exactly how many seconds every player took at every decision, you can have these cases where the table is not in time trouble, but a pair is.
Right.
Yeah, I like it too. I think it's much fairer than the director just coming over and saying like, ah, everyone play faster like they used to,
Mm-hmm.
and that really screwed, you know, really screwed a lot of people.
Yeah, okay. So, in terms of where matches have ended up, we do still have a pretty big fight at the bottom of the standings to make it into the top 8, or the second 4, with Pollock, Kaplan, Dinkin, Henner, and Capoletti being a little bit behind. But there's less than 2 imps separating Dinkin and Henner, which is the cutoff point, and then Kaplan only a few imps ahead of them. They all need to have some fairly strong finishes. Let me see if I can find a...
So Kaplan has not yet played Dinkin, so that'll be a big
No.
one since they're currently 7th and 8th.
No. Yeah, I was looking for... Okay, is there a simple way where I can see who is playing?
Dinkin has not the USBF site. So I'll paste it into the chat. I think it's good. So you can look at the cross table to see who hasn't played home. So
Okay.
Dinkin has not yet played Henner. So at 8th and 9th, that's a very important match for both teams.
Yes. So Dinkin here and Henner have not played. Kaplan and Capoletti have not played. And Kaplan and Pollock have not played. So let's see. So Kaplan has a couple of matches against players in the lower part of the standings, which is going to be important for them, but that tends to be good news, that if you've played a bunch of the teams that are already higher up, you should have a bit of easier matches down the stretch. Dinkin appears to have the one match against Henner, but then they have a couple of matches against teams that are higher up in the standings. Henner seems like they're in really bad position. They have not played either Lewis or Rosenthal, so they might be in some trouble.
But they do get to play against Dinkin, which is the team most important to their chances at the moment.
Yeah, wouldn't you rather come 5th than 1st in this format?
No, because of splitting the field into top and bottom. So if everyone were going into the same knockout bracket, then I would agree with that.
So you have to play the same number of boards either way. And yeah, I think I'm with Craig on this, that I would rather have a difficult matchup. Oh, wait. You said 5th and 1st. Oh, no. Oh, Greg, it's, so here, let me see if I can pull up this is easier on the Lovebridge site, I think. Where is the thing? I can show you the double elimination bracket if I can find it. I know I found it earlier. Here it is. Okay, I got it. So let me try and make this smaller.
So I think Greg is right. The conventional wisdom is if everyone is just going to a straight quarterfinal, then being 5th is better than 4th.
Right. So here's the bracket. Yeah. So in USA 1, first place gets here, right? They'll be in this top part. And if they win and they win another match, they're USA 1. If they lose in this semifinal match, they drop down to this position right here. And if you lose in USA 1 in the final, you drop down to this position, or maybe this position, but one of these 2 spots. So everyone has to play the same number of matches. Yeah, the text on the USBF page didn't make it clear. Right. So it's like the bottom four are coming into this, or the second four, teams 5 through 8 come in here. And team 5 will get an advantage there. They'll be able to pick their opponent out of team 7 and team 8. But then if they win, they will have to play against one of the teams that was like 3rd, 4th, right? Someone who lost in the semifinals of USA 1. So yeah, you would definitely rather be up here than in the bottom one. All right, we got 5 minutes. I am actually going to take a quick restroom break, and I will be right back.
No, is there another segment before dinner? I thought not.
Yes, yes. It says
There
it starts in 5 minutes, segment 7 of 9.
Excellent.
So
It's weird.
I will be back for that, but that's going to be the last segment that I'm going to cover. I have plans this evening, so
Yeah, as do I.
back in a minute.
Okay.
I am back. Oh, no one can see me. Now people can see me. See, I'm actually back. Great. We have a minute and a half to go until segment 7 starts. Let me, I guess, pull up the leaderboard for a second. So what matches are we looking out for? Millens versus Parker, have they played? I forget. We have Woldowski also in this mix up here, and maybe we can throw Pollock in. These are going to be the main teams that are fighting for the top 4 slots. Rosenthal and Lewis mostly have it locked up. Of course, if they have some disastrous sets down the stretch, they will be falling out of their top positions, but it's going to take a
Yeah, so it
lot
looks
for
like
them
they.
to be uh, moved out of the top spots.
Yeah, it looks like they haven't yet posted the matchups. So, I guess I don't have any personal preference on who to watch. I think if
Oops.
the Kaplan team is playing someone interesting and there might be some good bridge, that would be fun.
Yeah, definitely. We can stick with them.
I mean, we haven't seen the Rosenthal team play either, and that's possibly the strongest team in the event. So, I want to give them a look.
Right. Although Itabashi on any particular day could have some very strong results.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I think I would. Lewis and Rosenthal are 1-2, and I think my personal handicapping would say that the Rosenthal team is a favorite over the Lewis team when they come to play head to head. But I personally think those are the two strongest teams in the event. So
Yeah. Okay. This would be a fun match to watch. It probably doesn't have a large effect on the standings. So we have two good matchups that we could look at. There's Capoletti Kaplan, which is some of the bottom teams, but we have friends on both teams. And then there's Pollock versus Rosenthal, where we saw Pollock is fighting a little bit. Oh wait, there's Parker Woldowski. Is that a big match? That's probably a pretty big match as well. So a lot of interesting matches. You pick. What do you want to see?
um, yeah, what's the Rosenthal team? We haven't seen any of their action yet.
All right, let's do it. So we have Rosenthal is in.
I think this is also a fairly strong match with the Pollock sitting out after having a bit of a shaky set.
Yeah. Okay. So we have started off play, and what's going on the first board? Passes by North in both rooms. East is going to open the bidding with probably a diamond, maybe depending on their system. East West have a heart fit, and it appears that six hearts is on a spade hook, which is failing. But six diamonds, on the other hand, well, might be in trouble with the 4-1 diamond break. But I was going to say that six diamonds, you can actually avoid the spade finesse. You pitch your spade on the long hearts.
Yeah, there's right on that. Even without that, there's a little bit of work to do right on a spade lead.
Yeah, that's true. As long as East is declaring, you're going to have some trouble. So you
Right.
probably just it's on the spade finesse as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it'd be made from the east side as long as south sets up their trick.
Yep. Okay.
Meanwhile, I think neither east west here is going to be tempted to play in diamonds.
No. No, no.
You still make a normal raise, and in west, we'll know that the diamond holding is good, but I think we'll not be tempted to look for a 4 forfeit. I think we'll just pick 4 hearts opposite a minimum raise.
Yep. Yep. So they get to 2 hearts currently in the blue room, and West, of course, does just bid 4 hearts. We'll note that East West in the blue room are playing precision. The one diamond opener could be as short as 2.
Yeah, so that obviously changes things a little bit, but I think even in a standard context, if you're West and you're your partner make a simple raise, you're not super excited to go slamming.
Yeah. So similar start to the auction with Michael and Debbie Rosenberg in the green room. We'll see if Debbie elects to do anything other than just bid 4 hearts. Ooh, and I just noticed that obviously North is leading their singleton diamond, which is going to immediately give them a diamond rough. So it seems as if 10 tricks is going to be the limit on this one, but a comfortable 10 tricks.
Right.
Oh, Debbie does elect to make a slam try. Well, we see that it's a slam try. To Michael, it's just a game try currently.
Right.
So she has to be a little careful with the current layout of the north-south cards. And okay, she does choose to go low, just pass 4 hearts. Presumably that means she was attempting to make some sort of like mild slam try, and Michael had stronger bids available to him than just bidding 4 hearts.
Yeah, which is actually a little surprising because his hand is pretty good in this context with the ace king of trumps, the side ace, and obviously he doesn't exactly know what's going on about his three diamond bid, but he can't hate it.
Right. Yeah, it's true he does have a good hand, but maybe he would have been hoping for like a singleton or something to really get more excited over 3 diamonds.
Yeah, and obviously we don't know exactly what exactly four hearts showed, although presumably it's not his strongest action.
Right. He could
That
have
does feel like
queued clubs or spades or
yeah, done
something.
something, but yeah, that does feel like a pretty strong hand to treat as an accept, but a minimum accept.
Yeah. Okay. Well, East West have done well to stop in 4 in both rooms, and they will be making 10 tricks, it seems, after the spade
Absolutely.
hook is failing.
Right, the position pair obviously was not tempted to do anything other than play a normal game.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're off to a push on the first board. 10 board matches in this round robin. And on board 62, it looks like north-south are the ones who get to have fun this time. But where are they going to end up? I imagine West is going to open the hand. They're playing a precision system, so West would open this a diamond in the blue room. North probably overcalls a no trump.
Yeah. I mean, I think so, but maybe he tries two clubs. I don't know.
2 clubs feels a little more awkward playing precision, right? Because West could easily have a club suit.
Yeah, it's true, but up north is sort of a no, I mean, this north is a pretty down the middle player. So I think Wino Trump being a little eccentric with the shape and a real stopper, but a stopper that takes a bunch of losers before it's a trick. I'm not surprised they chose two clubs.
Okay.
In the other room they have chosen Wino Trump, which I think a lot of players who are um, you know less concerned about these things would do.
You don't have to sugarcoat it.
I
But
mean, it's I like I prefer one no Trump. I don't hate two clubs.
okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think the big downside with 2 clubs is like, yes, you have a club suit, and yes, you have values, but Imps is a lot about trying to find your games, and one no trump at least tells your partner whether or not you have game immediately, right? You have 16 high card points, and so your partner's going to be able to easily evaluate whether or not that range of action, like 15 to 18 or whatever you want to call it, can make game opposite their hand. Whereas 2 clubs, you might end up playing 2 clubs when 3 no is cold.
Yeah, I think
17 high card points. We have 17?
yeah,
Oh
here.
my god! We have a massive hand. What is he doing bidding 2 clubs?
Right. I mean, one no Trump is a fairly small distortion where basically you know, you're off by the fact that you have a singleton spade, but it's a singleton ace. Where two clubs, your range is so wide that it's very hard for partners to figure out what to do.
Yeah, this is why I don't play bridge anymore. I just can't count. One no with
Yeah.
a singleton, 3 question marks. That sounds about right. Well, I was saying that north south we're gonna have fun on this hand. It looks like east west are having a lot more fun. W is getting back involved in this auction. Two spades.
Yeah, well, here obviously
Oh,
Andrew, learned one of the downsides of bidding two clubs, which is there he is in the opponent's seven card fit.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so in the green room we got one club by Debbie was the opening bid. They're just playing 2/1, the no trump overcall, and then Michael was able to show both majors over it with a two club bid, finding their spade fit. South balances in with three diamonds. Are you surprised by the three diamond bid as opposed to like something
Yeah,
else?
as opposed to what, right? I
Well,
mean, I guess maybe a little surprised he didn't try two diamonds in the previous round, but maybe he was afraid that they might not be on the same wavelength about what it meant.
right, yeah, but now it feels like, well, I don't, I'm not sure I like
I
this five diamond bid by North.
No. No, I mean I think, if you're supposed to be bidding five diamonds by North now, wouldn't South have bid three diamonds over two clubs?
Yeah,
Like I think two diamonds over two clubs has to be natural anyway, because normally East is gonna be 5-5.
right.
But yeah, this auction does seem a little iffy, although, it's not such a bad single dummy contract. Obviously, on this bidding, it's horrible because the heart's rate to be offside, which means the diamond's rate to be offside.
Right, my thinking just as South though is like over this two club bid, I would want to double the opponents in two of a major.
Yeah,
But that's just me.
agree,
I just always want to double them. So,
agree.
um, but right, like you have short clubs, you have stuff in both, you have length in both majors, you have an ace and a king.
Right.
So a bit of an opportunity missed. I mean, I'm not sure if you can get more than 300 against two spades, but you can definitely get 300.
Mhm.
And here, five diamonds just has no play. Um, you're gonna end up losing a heart and two trumps at least. And we'll see if you end up losing more. My guess is no. Declare should be able to take the club finesse. That's probably pretty marked. One knows a request to break Burns' law. Hold on, I don't remember Burns' law. Burns' law. Oh, this is the law of total tricks. Oh, try to have more trumps than the opponents.
Yeah, that's a good law.
Man, there was a hand that I was advocating for playing in a 6-0 fit the other day. Was it when I was
Uh,
commentating with Aaron? I think so. Well, there was a hand where you had like ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 6.
yeah, you have to start with that.
And it's like you had a known like 9 card fit in a different suit, but I thought that the slam would be better in your 6-0 fit. But something to that effect. Okay, so the other room did make two clubs, which is going to earn them a swing. Swing to Rosenthal for playing there. I think this room should have been able to play in a diamond part score, at the very least. I mean, I would have collected some double against the opponents in two spades, but playing in three diamonds would have worked out just fine as well. Looks like maybe down one. I mean, Declare needs to be a little careful about what they do from here, and playing a trump is not going to help their
Yeah, this
cause.
doesn't look great to me either, huh?
So it could be costly. I mean, this could be as much as like 5 imps if Declare ends up going down like 3. Is that in the picture? King of Diamonds continue with a spade.
I think it would be 6 imps if he's down 3, right? Isn't 246?
Oh my god, it's 240. That is so many imps. You're right. You're right. Yeah, that would be 6. So is he going down that many? It
Well, if he's down
looks
2, that's still 5, so.
like Declare is going to end up losing a heart and well, I'm not entirely sure. I think Declare did well to ditch to pitch on this trick. But now the Jack of Hearts from Michael is going to be the end of the defense. Declare can rough.
Yeah, Declare's hand is just high.
Yeah. Okay. So only 2 down, 5 imps, but still a sizable swing. When they got a little bit too high in this room, getting to 5 diamonds. Over in the blue room, we have just a pretty normal 3-no trump, it looks like. I didn't see the hands at the start of the auction, but it seems like Declare is well on his way to making
Yes,
9
it's the one that's
tricks.
now on the table in the other room, just a normal 1-no rebid and, a better hand, but not enough to do anything more than race a game.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a 17 count, but so what?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we got 13 ups at 17, but no real distribution to speak of. Not exactly the type of hand you want to be slamming with. And Declare should be able to make quite a few tricks. Certainly if they read the
Yeah,
entire hand,
right.
they can like hook the
So
10 of
you're not,
spades or something.
yeah, and a 10 of diamonds if you really want to go all out here. I
Yep.
don't think that's exactly in this hand's future.
Probably not. So it looks like Declare will come to 4 clubs, 3 diamonds, a heart and 2 spades, 10 tricks, maybe get an extra one. I imagine North is going to elect to lead a heart from their hand.
Yeah, which is what happened in the green Andrew room.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would say the choice of major suit lead from North is probably going to be based on how many values you have. So the fact that North is very short on high cards makes the heart a lot more attractive, I think. If
Yeah, I
North
agree.
had most of the high cards, then leading a spade and being a little more passive, I think is better.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
So 11 tricks in the other room. We're speeding along. No one wants any more slow play penalties, of course.
Yeah, and Andrew, I don't really know the East pair well, and Andrew can be a little deliberate, but Migri is extremely fast.
Yeah.
And I think in this room, certainly East West are fairly slow. North South, I really don't know, but they seem to be keeping up the pace in the last match we saw. East obviously is one of the slowest players in the entire event.
Mm. Okay, well, they haven't gotten to 3-0 yet. Michael has elected to go through this artificial game force, and they're going to show most about their hand. I imagine this means Michael has come up with some sort of hand where his partner could have like a 5-card club suit, where 6
Yeah,
clubs is pretty good.
yeah,
And
I think that's exactly what's happening.
and so he's just trying to be extra careful, figure that out. Over 2-0, this bid specifically, I mean, I'm just thinking they're playing a generic 2/1, and West is showing her shape. 2-0
Well,
should, yeah.
I would guess that. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. Like I was thinking that two spades might have been some kind of gadget, um, but maybe it just was natural.
Yeah, I don't know how practiced Michael and Debbie are. I know they don't
Yeah,
really
nor do I.
frequently play together, but um, my suspicion was that when Michael found out his partner didn't have a 5 card club suit, he was just going to bid 3 no, and that's what it looked like happened here.
Yeah.
This could produce a different lead. I mean, we might see a diamond lead, which is going to be equally ineffective for the defense.
And I guess two spades. Partner could still be 4-4-3-2, so you can sort of show your spade by inference by doing something other than raising cards, or just show them naturally, as he probably did here.
Mm-hmm. So I was curious about this blue room. I mean, we're a few tricks in, but West was 6-4 in the majors and elected to preempt 2 spades with kind of a flimsy spade suit, King 10-6.
Yeah.
But that's going to do very well for them here because they actually find their spade fit fairly quickly. And it looks like North-South are going to come to 1 more diamond and 1 more heart and declare we'll make this contract. Unless...
Huh? I mean, West has a bunch of hearts to deal with.
Yeah, but there's only 1 more trump out. You can... Oh! Oh, you're absolutely right. You can only ruff 2 red suit cards
Right.
in the east. So as long as South puts a trump on the table here, or cashes a diamond and then puts a trump on the table, everything will be fine. But if South forgets to pull trumps, now there we go.
Yeah, instantaneously, not surprisingly.
Yeah. So Declare has some outs here, can try and take the roughing hook and clubs, or could try and play for like Queen Jack, 3rd of hearts coming down. Basically can do both at the same time, but neither one of those is going to work out.
Right.
Dank, are you talking about Debbie and Michael? The faster Debbie bids, the fewer bridge winners posts East is going to have to make.
The declare is like just to try to rough out the king of clubs rather than take a roughing finesse.
I think that's sensible given that North threw a club on the second round of trumps. That club discard is very telling. It doesn't make any sense to me to rough a diamond instead of roughing a heart, though. Like, Queen Jack, 3rd of hearts could have come down. You may as well try for that.
Right. I think you wouldn't. I think you would have to take this decision here.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. Well, I guess Declare can still go for it. Now at this point they can go King of Hearts, Heart Rough. I just would have preferred to do that and find out.
You want to know where you stand before you make that club play.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. You want to know if the hearts are coming in or if you need to take the roughing club hook and. Okay, so 4 spades down 1, but I still think that's a fairly strong result for East-West. I mean, I wasn't sure if North-South were making anything, but North-South do have a heart fit, and they do have the majority of the high cards.
Yeah, I think despite that heartbreak, they kind of have everything else.
Right.
And with West having a club void, it might get a little annoying.
Have you felt like the hands are extra distributional today?
They do seem like there have been a lot of fairly spectacular layouts.
Oh, Anne and Dave apparently make a lot of sleeping on the couch bridge winner posts.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I see.
I think someone told me that Dave is now extremely active in the junior program.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did talk with
Um,
Joe Stokes a while back, and he's still fairly active.
yeah, and for a while, I'm not sure if he still is, but Alex Kolesnik was coordinating some of the mentorship program they have.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Got it. So on 64 in the green room over here, we do see Debbie not opening two spades.
Yeah, a little more normally, I think, at these colors. I mean, obviously, if
You,
your partnership style to open these hands, you open these hands, but I think most partnerships would not have that as part of their range.
yeah, U31 team? What is the U31 team? Is that a new thing?
I suspect it's a typo for U21.
Oh, okay, okay. I honestly wouldn't have been surprised for the ACBL to pull a stunt like that, where they're just like, well, we need more participation, so let's open up a different category for U31. No, U21 makes sense.
Yeah, special event for people who are exactly 30 or 31.
Yeah. Wait, latest junior is U31. He says no typo. Oh my god.
Really?
That's kind of crazy.
I
Okay,
hadn't heard that.
Dank has pointed out this is an excellent slam north south and six spades. You can pitch two hearts on the clubs and diamonds. And honestly, that's probably a very strong reason why West 3. I don't like West 3 diamond bid. I think my choices as West would be either two diamonds or four diamonds. What do you think?
Um, I don't know. I mean, don't you have a hand that you would open three diamonds?
Yeah, but when the opponents have showed a game force, I don't want to give them the chance to Q bid four diamonds.
Nah, I think it goes both ways though. Like two diamonds doesn't really take up any room, and four diamonds, you're kind of committing to go for a number a lot of the time. So
Well,
I think three
I
diamonds
mean,
is sort of a down the middle choice.
it's different when the opponents have game forced, right? Like they might have a club fit, and four
Yeah,
diamonds
but it
is going to
goes
make it
both
very hard.
ways. The
Mm-hmm.
opponents have exchanged a lot of information, and your hand is not exactly a classic hand for a four diamond bid. So when they can catch you, they're going to be a lot more likely to.
Okay.
I don't know. I like three diamonds. I think it's just sort of the normal choice.
All right.
Four diamonds is really kind of deciding that what's going on and that you can disrupt it. And I think you have no such thing.
Well, I think five diamonds would be the overcommittal action, right? Like,
Well, I don't know. I think five diamonds would be the committal action in the sense that you get committed.
fair, fair. All right.
And four diamonds could work, but I think I, I think you're like sort of giving yourself the worst of it for no particular reason.
Yeah. I I'm very strongly in the four diamond camp, but you make some fair points. So,
Yeah, post it on Bridge Winner, see how much support you get.
oh, I don't need bridge winners. I have the chat. The chat believes in me. They think that four diamonds is good, or at least one chatter does. I'm with you,
Four diamonds is
Dank.
automatic.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I agree. I agree. Anyway, North South do reach the good six spade contract. It might not have mattered what West did. It's very possible that over a spade, two clubs, four diamonds, North just bids four spades and South bids four no anyway. I think that's very likely. Well,
Yeah, so there's now under 16, under 21, under 26, and under 31. There's now a super junior category. That's wild.
yeah, that's kind of crazy. Wait, there's under 16? When was there under
Yeah.
16?
Maybe it's also New Edition because I don't remember it.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so they did get to six spades. Nicely done.
Yeah, I'm looking at the green room because they're in four spades doubled this time, whereas the other table was not doubled in the same contract. North South apparently found their heart fit, but then just elected to go after four spades, thinking that it was probably going to be equally profitable to bidding a heart game.
Yeah, I think particularly where both North and South knew that they were in exactly a 4-4 fit, which doesn't make five level action all that appealing.
Yeah. Debbie should know about the
I guess
location of the
that's
club
not
king.
true. Um, South might have thought North had a five card heart suit,
Mm-hmm.
but North knew how many hearts South had.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was saying, I think Debbie should know about the location of the club king. I saw North lead the ace of clubs. Um, but she is thinking about it because I'm pretty sure from her perspective, the only way to make the contract from here is if this roughing hook works.
Right.
But she is going to go down two if it. Wait, is that true?
I don't think that's true. So you just draw Trump sending in dummy, and dummy's now got a billion winners with the nine of clubs gone.
Oh yeah, yeah. That is of course accurate. So okay, I mean in that case, then maybe you do take the club hook. She's thinking it over. I mean, we can see that the defense was exactly the same as at the blue room, where Maigri was able to win the ace of hearts, cash a diamond, and then pull a second round of trumps. Um, so Debbie's taken a bit of a slightly different line of play. Suspect we'll see somewhat of a similar result.
Yeah, I think if she roughs this, obviously the hand goes down in that direction, and she pitches. I think North will have a diamond on the table instantaneously.
Yeah. All right. She pitches. North is going to win the king of clubs. Now a diamond to South, who I suspect just cashes the heart ace, but I mean, maybe they play back a trump. I guess if they play back a trump, it makes. Yeah, so they have to cash the heart ace. And
Right.
that'll be nine
Yeah, Trump.
tricks.
Trump dummy is high.
Yeah, okay. Good point, good point. Declare does get to pitch all of their hearts on the good clubs and dummy.
Yeah.
So small swing, back to Pollock.
Three imps is three imps.
Yeah, and now we'll see what happens on board 65 in the green room. They have this spade slam that's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, I do want to quickly
West
jump
hand.
to the blue room. We have a very fun opening lead that just happened. So, in two passes, we get a precision club by West. Rosenthal in the north elects to make a three club preemptive bid with his 7-4 in the minors. Double artificial game force by East, and West bids 3-0, King Jack third of clubs. And Andrew elects to lead the club queen, which is a fine lead, right? Like, dummy
Yeah.
could have had stiff jack, for example, and his partner has small doubleton.
Right. And West can't duck it, so.
Greg, that was basically my reaction to under 31.
Yeah, I think particularly in an era when a lot of players in like the reigning world pair champions were, you know, comfortably under 26. And I think one of them was under 21 when they won sorry, not reigning, but the Orlando World Pair Champions, the Rimstedt. So the fact that so many players between 26 and 31 and even younger are having tremendous open level success suggests to me that an under 31 event is not a sensible addition to the calendar.
Yeah.
Like, the idea is to get players like high level, pure competition, sort of as they progress to the open, but, like, do 30-year-olds really need that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Debbie has also made a three diamond bid on the same auction.
Get her out. Get
Yeah,
out.
obviously.
No, three diamonds
It's
is
called,
insane.
yeah. Indeed.
Hey, Greg, well, that's why all the bridge players are moving to Florida. We already talked about how, like, literally everyone is moving to Florida.
I'm just gonna step away for one moment to grab a glass of water here.
Sure. Spade, pass two clubs, three diamonds. Insane, insane bid. Jesus is nowhere near Florida, sir. Talk to okay, we're not doing politics. I don't believe in politics. I'm pretty sure politics is just like a made up thing. It is fake news. But yeah, well, I'll keep out of the politics. A New Zealand visa? That's probably not true. Although I believe most 30-year-old bridge players would be a lot happier playing bridge in New Zealand with all of the craziness that goes on over there. Three no Trump appears to be doing quite well. 11 tricks coming home for Declare. Ooh, we get another void showing response to key card. That's the second one we've seen today. Yeah, I assume a lot of other countries have a very similar test for immigration to the US, but it's probably like less stringent or less strict. Wasn't there something about a bunch of like US citizens taking the like naturalization test and failing it? Because you learn about all this stuff in like second grade history class and then you forget it. Yeah, most people would have no chance. Like, I would have no chance. Absolutely zero chance. I wonder if the 6 diamond bid shows specifically a diamond void or if it's just a generic void. Okay, one to...
It does seem a little risky on this kind of
What?
auction.
Excuse me? What is this alert? Is this 1 to 3 key cards inclusive with a diamond void?
I think it's one or three.
Okay, but North has 2.
Oh, so I guess it is one to three. Seems
Oh my god.
odd. I don't know.
How many amendments does the US Constitution have? I have no idea. Greg says 27.
Yeah, I believe it's either 27 or 28, and 27 sounds right. I think the most recent was the raises for Congress.
Yeah, these questions are impossible. The story of the 27th Amendment is incredible.
It is an amazing story.
It was passed by a college sophomore.
Yeah, so he wrote a paper. So there was this amendment that was introduced at the same time as the Bill of Rights that if Congress voted itself a raise, it couldn't take effect until there had been an election. So the voters would have a chance to decide whether they deserved the raise. And it passed in a few states, but not enough to be included in the Constitution. And it was dormant until the early 80s. And this college student in Texas discovered this, and there's no time limit on ratification, so wrote a paper for his college class saying, here's this weird quirk of history that if enough states ratify it now, it'll become part of the Constitution. and he got a C on this paper and was so angry he decided he'd make it his mission to teach his professor a lesson. So he created a public relations campaign to get enough states to pass it to put it in the Constitution, and a few years later it happened. I
Wow.
think the guy's name was also Greg something.
Hmm.
Could be wrong on that. Let's see. Gregory Watson. He was a
Nice.
sophomore at UT Austin.
Nice. Know your trivia. Okay, so the fact that North was unable to show whether they had one key card or three key cards at the sixth level feels like there might be a bit of a system hole for North South because South was hopeful that partner had three. No, see, I don't think it was one or three. They have two. I think this was a range. It was a range showing bid. Just like one no trump is 15 to 17, this was 1 to 3 key cards with a diamond void. I'm sorry. This is unbelievable. Well, how else do you explain the 7 spade bid? Oh my god. Okay. Cherry needs some Jesus in her life. You're
Yeah,
not a believer in the 1 to 3 key card.
I
I
could be wrong, but I don't think Hamilton was a signer of the Declaration, Ewan. Um, or sorry, Greg rather was the one who said that. Um, it looks like he was not. Checking
I,
the list here.
I'm guessing Greg was joking.
Yeah, but yeah, I knew he was joking about the age, but in fact, it looks like he was not a signatory at all.
Well, we are going down extras at this point because Declare has pitched their King Queen of Hearts. Not that it really matters. I mean, once you're in a Grand Slam and you're down one, you can be pretty happy to just go down two.
I'll be happier.
Yeah. Yes, about 150 years before bridge was even invented as a game, he played in the U31 Bridge Championship. That seems like an accurate description. Well, I believe North South are going to need to have a little bit of discussion about their responses to keycard.
Yeah, well, also, this kind of follows along with the hand we saw earlier. When your void is overwhelmingly likely to be one thing, maybe don't show it when it's actually the other thing.
Yep, yep,
Especially when one is useful and one probably isn't.
yeah.
And I guess here the diamond void does rate to be useful, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I guess here like South maybe should know it's the diamond void and be a little conservative for that reason.
Oh, but the alert was showing a diamond void.
Oh,
Like,
well
I
then,
don't think South believed that they partner had a heart void and that's what he was bidding on. I'm pretty sure he believed that partner had the ace of hearts in addition to everything else.
hmm
So, okay, huge swing therefore to Rosenthal on that for them getting the slam decision right at one of the tables. And board 67, so the blue room is well ahead of the green room at this point, but I don't think either pair is going to be too pressed for time. Yeah,
Interesting. So I don't know, and I would be curious if anyone in the chat does. If you're playing and your side is in time trouble in a match where the match is within the clock, do you know, like, at what point do you know that you're at risk for penalty?
that's an interesting question because I haven't played since they started introducing the tablets at these events. I know Aaron did, but that was not one of the questions that came up. Maybe Greg has played in one of these things, I don't know. but I'm not sure we have any other people in the chat who are familiar with the tablet setups. um, I was thinking something. It was a very, very important point that I was going to make, and now I have completely lost my train of thought. No, let's just look at what's going on in the green room. So, East-West have bid 3-0. Oh, very similar auction to what happened at the other table. Is that true? Why do I feel like the other table opened 2 spades in the South? No. The other table, North, right. This is the one where Rosenthal led the Queen of Clubs because he had preempted 3 clubs. Okay. So not exactly a very similar auction. This time, North has never bid with her hand in the North. Not that crazy to just pass throughout red-white, especially when your opponents open a natural club in front of you.
Yeah, it does seem like even at these colors, 3 clubs seems fairly normal.
Yeah. But okay, so we get a spade lead. Now that is South suit. Round to the Queen, I have to imagine. Or the Jack. One of the biggest mistakes, I'm convinced by this, one of the biggest mistakes that declarers make is they don't win their high cards often enough. Like, the Jack of Spades, I think, gives away too much information.
Yeah, that seems like a spot where the Queen is a much better play.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Debbie's a pretty good player, so I'm sure she had a reason to do what she did.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she's trying to make it look like Ace, King, Jack.
Right.
But anyway, I always like to nitpick about that because I kind of preach just like win your high card. Like, especially if you don't know the answer, just playing your high card is good. And
yeah, I agree.
People just frequently... Yeah, I mean, like, people, like, especially lower level players, like club level players, will always win their lowest card because for whatever reason it makes them feel better to keep their aces and kings. But I think a lot of, like, high level players also are just like, oh, it feels like a situation I should false card, and in reality, like, the most confusing signal you could give is just winning your highest one. Yeah, it's like third hand high a little bit. Well, North has gotten themselves end played into either giving up the King of Clubs or giving up the Diamond Hook. And that will be, I guess, 10 tricks now to declare, who can once again take the spade finesse and then run the diamond suit, eventually losing a club in the end. So one more imp. This time going in the way of Pollock. They're chipping away at the lead. With 15 more boards to play, they would be right back in it, 1 imp a hand. Probably not going to happen, though. The blue room appears to be in a 3-note contract that is making. They have 5 more clubs. The Jack of Diamonds is a winner. The Jack of Hearts is a winner. So that's going to be 9 tricks. I wasn't paying careful attention to the play.
Yeah.
But it looks possible that that's like a good result for them. Suppose we'll have to see. Board 67, I think we blew by this in the other room, so let's take a look in the green room, what's going on. I feel like I'm focusing on the green room to catch up to the blue room, and then never actually get to see any of the action over there. But
I
this
can
seems to be a
fire that.
fairly tame hand of sorts.
Uh, yeah.
Like East and
Oh
West both
boy.
have 11 highs, but neither one
Right.
of them really has a great way into the auction. Maybe
Yeah.
Michael has the easiest route. He could have made a takeout double of a spade if he wanted. But
And a red white opposite a pass partner. I think that would be a little much.
yeah, exactly. Especially without four hearts. So,
Yeah, the King of Spades is bad. The fact that you have no high cards is bad.
yep.
Yeah, I think yeah. Sometimes at amps you just you know, you just let them play a two-level partial.
hmm So, two spades probably quietly going to go down a couple. And we'll get to finally see an auction in the blue room if I pay attention. I'm going to focus on it. Okay, Greg is distracting me. Over 4 no Blackwood, if you use 5 clubs as 0 to 4 key cards, no queen, and 5 diamonds as 0 to 4 key cards, queen, you free up 5 hearts and 5 spades for other things.
Well, those might actually be useful if you had two voids you got to show them somehow.
Uh huh. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, I mean, East has a strong hand on 69, but they can't really make much.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably be fine, right? We'll start a diamond, two, club a diamond. And actually, sorry, we'll start a club a heart.
Right.
Eh, I guess he didn't open a strong club. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, he opens a no trump. This is a 16 count, so he alerts it as 14 to 16, but this isn't really a 16 count. I mean, this is like an 18 count.
Yeah, and obviously everything is like a little bit uncoordinated, but it still looks like an awfully strong 14 to 16 to me.
Yeah, the 9 of diamonds is a huge card, and just like
Yeah.
all of your honors are working, maybe you could argue the jack of spades isn't great. Dave
Yeah,
can't
the Jack is.
upgrade, runs the risk of and declaring. Well, the nice thing about upgrading in precision is that your partner never declares anyway, unless it's a diamond contract. Oh, I see what you did there. If they're playing in diamonds, it goes a club a diamond, and then you're in
Right.
trouble. I gotcha. I gotcha. That makes
Yeah, and I
sense.
was like, you'd like the diamonds to be a little more solid because they lead one of your short suits. Even if you buy King Doubleton of diamonds and partners would be a pretty good dummy to grab. You're still a long way away from running the diamonds, and when you can't, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. But, nonetheless, I think that's just masterminding. Like, you have a hand that's better than a 14-16 no trump, so why are you opening a 14-16 no trump?
Yep. Okay, well, he does, I guess, what you could call the normal thing, right? When you have a 6 card suit and a maximum and you open a no trump, you can just bid
Yeah,
3 of your suit
you
next.
you eventually let the world know. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw Brad Moss do this with hearts in their match. We were doing Joe Grew point of view, and he and so Joe saw the following auction. He saw a no trump pass, uh, 2 spades, 3 hearts, and so we had to figure out what Brad's hand was from that kind of auction.
I mean, presumably he has six hearts.
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I once won. This was many, many years ago. I was kibitzing on OK Bridge, watching John Lowenthal play. I think there may be a couple of Greg probably remembers Lowenthal. I doubt you do. I think he was gone before he started. And he was 1633, I believe. He had six hearts and a singleton king and open a no trump because he was 15-17. And his partner bid two clubs and he bid two diamonds. And at the end of the day, his partner said, why did you bid two diamonds? He said, I didn't have a four card measure.
Yeah. That is very true. He did not. So Pollock does pick up a bit of a swing. Maybe we should have been following the play in two spades because they made it in the green room and went down two in the blue room. So 5 more imps to Pollock. Okay. I think we'll let Dave over here kind of consider his plan in 3 diamonds. He may go down. I think... Well, I was going to say, I think if Declarer was just perpetually on lead, like if he now crossed a dummy again, he might elect to take a spade finesse rather than a club finesse. Which I think is slightly more likely to be working the spade hook rather than the club hook. But South has to find a way to safely get out of her own hand.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was kind of concerned about this plan from South, that it looks fairly natural to just lead a club.
Yeah, I mean, if he clears the hearts, that's a heart trick, or if he leads a low heart, so.
Right.
Oh, sorry, no, okay, I can't leave. Oh, sorry. Oh, I forgot they weren't in no trump anymore. Never mind. Yeah, I see what happened, so. But yeah, I guess you can lead like a heart and a low heart for a rough to north. It's a little tricky at that point. She certainly can't play Queen Jack of Hearts.
Although, now that I'm looking at it, it appears Declarer doesn't really have an end play against South. If he was able to... No, there just never was an end play against South. So maybe Declarer is still just going down, losing 2 spades and a heart from here. Okay, 3 diamonds appears to be off 1 in this room. I mean, not a large swing of any stretch. But the green room did reach the same 3 no trump as they did in the blue room on 68. And how many tricks is Declarer ending up with here?
Jeez, man.
The spade opening
4,
lead.
5, 6, 7. I mean, they're certainly going to make this with probably at least 1 overcheck, right?
Are they? Have I miscounted something? So Declare has 3 tricks in, they have 3 more clubs, and they have 2 diamonds. They have to guess what to do.
Yeah, I guess if they just like run the 10 of hearts, South can't do anything.
Yeah, but something like heart to the king is not going to work. That would lead to down
That's true.
1.
That would be a much less successful play.
Yeah. Okay, well, running the clubs probably is
yeah,
getting Declare.
If they played a finesse either red jack, they'll be fine.
Yep. My suspicion is that I would take the diamond hook now.
I think South's pitches have been fairly revealing, right? Because he might pitch this way from the ace, but he would never pitch this way from the queen.
In hearts? He could
South
have queen...
pitched 2 hearts.
I mean, yeah, but north threw 3 diamonds.
Oh, yeah. All right, so both north and south did their best to turn their partner's queen's face up on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess he's actually going to make an overcheck, or she's going to make an overcheck now, right? Maybe not.
The spades are...
Oh, you're right, the spades are just good. Yeah, never mind.
Wait for it. Okay. That was a clever little play by Declare to try and end play South if North had popped up with the spade king. I mean, South was able to overtake the king with the ace and unblock the suit, but it would have required a bit more effort. So,
yeah.
Good defense in the end. And we do see 3 diamonds sailing down 1 in the blue room. Probably going to be mostly flat. We'll see how Michael treats his hand playing in a standard 2/1 context. I think with 15 to 17 no trumps.
Yeah, I think if 15 to 17 were a range, I would just do that. 14 to 16. I don't know. I mean, I don't love opening a diamond and rebidding to no trump, but ugh. I mean, I think playing 14 to 16 in a standard context, I would open a no trump. But in the Brenner Caprera precision context, I think it's okay to open a strong club.
I might have
It's
even
fair,
been
like, is those,
tempted to open this a diamond in 15 to 17. I wonder what KNR says.
yeah, that's interesting. And the problem is, like, when the Chuno rebid works out, it works out incredibly well. But when it works out poorly, it works out incredibly poorly. And maybe the fact that you're white is a reason to do it, 'cause it's 50 a trick, and who cares?
Okay, it says 17.4. So,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, my instinct was to open a diamond and rebid 2 no at 2 over
Now,
1.
is the KNR evaluation an evaluation for all purposes or specifically for no trump purposes?
I think it's no trump. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. Yeah, like I've used it, but it's been
Oh,
years, so
KNR is
I
for
forget
suit
exactly.
play and not no trump. Wait, what?
Interesting.
But don't people use it to argue that hands are too strong to open a no trump in some context?
Well, maybe that means that those arguments are not worth listening to.
I think that's. Oh, yeah, but they're wrong? Wow. So does that mean you're supposed to open a diamond and rebid 3 diamonds with this hand if you don't. If you think it's too good for a no trump opener? Because that can't be right. I hate that choice.
Yes, I agree with that. Particularly also because when you get to know Trump by showing that, that kind of hand, you're going to be wrong siding it an awful lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, meanwhile, they've gotten to a normal 4 spades in the blue room, and
Yeah, even if
you know,
Declare misguesses the trump queen, they appear to have 3 losers.
so presumably Norse 3 clubs is a weakness 3 clubs. A 2-0 would be constructive.
Oh, in the green room over here? Yeah, hearts and a minor, 3
Yeah.
clubs, passer correct. Looking
Yeah,
for the
weak
minor.
passer correct. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you, Greg. Open a diamond, rebid 2 no. I like it.
Yeah.
But so Michael opts for basically the same thing that happened in the blue room, open a no trump, although his range is, I believe, 15 to 17, not 14 to 16. And then he bids 3 diamonds, gets to the same spot. We should see
Yeah,
the
I would
king of hearts lead.
certainly, if I had the 10 of diamonds instead of the 9, or in addition to, I would certainly use the 2-0 rebid plan here. I don't hate it, but I think I would personally choose the more conservative option.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're talking about incredibly fine differences, obviously.
Yeah, so I think we might have the opportunity to see kind of a fun safety play in the 4 spade contract. It's not like a perfect example of this, but Declara can do something like take a spade finesse, where if the trumps are 2-2, he makes the contract because he can then rough 2 diamonds, and if the trumps are 3-1, then the spade hook works, and so he loses an extra diamond but loses 1 fewer trump. So I don't know if we'll see that coming up shortly, but that would be kind of a fun little safety play.
And you just play a diamond first and then draw true trumps after, and you're kind of in the same position because they can't lead a third one at that point.
Right, yeah, the scary part is if they get a heart rough here, which is possible.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So again, this isn't like the perfect example of that kind of safety play, but that is a common one to be aware of, where you're in a 9-card
Right,
fit,
no, that's true.
and yeah, you like take a finesse, and it wins even if
right.
it doesn't win.
Yeah.
Open a diamond and rebid one no gazilli. Oh, that's an exciting way to solve this problem.
He's gonna have a nervous second here, and then ace will follow, and that'll be that. So meanwhile, they're in the same three diamond contract in the other room.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand.
And
I missed like a couple of tricks, but I'm trying to
yeah.
understand how the heart suit is set up in this manner. I guess South
Yeah,
let a
I
trump,
also missed the early play. Must have, because one round of trumps has been played.
and then Declara must have run the 10 of hearts. South won and played back a heart. Okay. And now it looks like Declara has one entry to the dummy to take one of three black suit finesses. That feels
Yeah,
like there might have been a more productive use of dummy's entries. I don't know what Michael's doing.
agreed.
That's not entirely true. Okay, here's what Michael was hoping to happen. North had a stiff or a doubleton heart honor, so then he could set up like the 10-9-8 fourth of hearts. If, in addition, trumps were 2-2 and he had three diamond entries to the dummy.
Right. Well, in fact, after that opening lead, um, there's some inference, right? Because a singleton trump would be kind of a strange opening lead.
Yeah.
So I think, he may well have thought the diamonds were splitting based on that.
Yep. Yeah, but this will probably cost him a small swing here. He's stuck in his hand, can't really take the club
Yeah.
hook. South has
Yeah, I think
plenty
he'll
of hard
probably,
exits.
yeah. Yes. Suspected he was exit a low spade, and, kind of knowing that everything is futile at this point. So, this will be two more imps or two imps back to Pollock.
Yep. So small win for Rosenthal, which is, probably good news for them. I mean, they're kind of cruising to one of
Yeah,
the top
there's
two spots.
still one more board, but it looked pretty flat.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, there is this four spade contract. Um, so we'll stick with this and see what happens in four spades. I assume they'll get there. I mean, South has an opening bid. North has this 11 count with a 5-card spade suit, and once he finds a spade fit, it'll be pretty easy to, or once she finds a spade fit in the green room, then it'll be pretty easy to reach the game. I'm a little surprised that South didn't cash the spade ace when in with the 10 of spades.
Yeah, it just seemed like if nothing else, you want it out of your hand,
Right. Because Declare can technically rough this and then like exit another spade. And now
which is what
South
he's
needs to
doing.
find a heart. And
Right.
North needs to find a rough. Both of which should be doable. But yeah, South has made it a lot harder on himself and just,
Yeah.
I think, lost track of what was going on. Okay, well done by Michael to pose a problem for the defense then. Get out for 8 tricks, save those 2 imps. And we got one board to play. Oh, I keep forgetting we're down to one board, so let me go into the single hand view over here. I guess if I'm doing a lot of this, maybe I should actually set up like a 2 separate scenes to do all of this stuff, but this is fine. I can just move my camera and whatever around. Oh, and the chat. Chat, you're coming back over here with me. On to the left. So south opens a club. We will see a spade from north. I mean, west has an opening hand, but can't really do anything about it over south's opening bid. Club a spade. Two spades by south was my guess. And in the other room, Andrew Rosenthal, sitting north, elected to just bid four spades.
Yeah, seems pretty normal.
Yep.
And you have an 11 count, take your 9 card fit, pick your game, and get on to the next match.
Yeah. If two spades could contain 3-card raises, do you think there's any reason to be more conservative? Like, would you ask?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, suppose partner shows you 3 with a minimum.
Then you're probably done. Although both Norths just blasted the game, so maybe that suggests we're overthinking it.
Well, it's also possible that these South players don't have 3-card raises in their range.
Right.
But we get the same heart lead. Interesting
Possible,
choice of spot
unlikely.
from Michael. The 4.
I assume it's systemic, but yeah, it does look a little unusual.
It would be systemic for Ewan. Ewan likes mud leads.
Some people do.
Yeah. Okay, so Declare wins the King of Hearts. And there is a little bit of risk from Declare's perspective. You can't just pull trumps, because if the trumps go 3-1, you might not be able to ruff 2 diamonds. So you do need to start on the diamond suit.
Yeah, so this is actually, if it wasn't systemic, it's going to look very scary when he's now plays the 3 of hearts.
Yep.
I wonder if he had something like that in mind. And I guess we'll see what card he plays now.
Yeah. Well, isn't the whole point of mud leads it's middle, up, down? So he would
Right,
play
so
the
he plays a
5.
3. Yeah, so the 5 shows it was systemic. The 3 would show he had deviated in a really brilliant way.
Yeah. Okay. And we got our mud cheerleader over here giving the cheer. So this shouldn't look that scary anymore to Declare. Probably pretty
Right, I think.
convinced.
Right, because, well, unless they play. Yeah, I guess because he also knows that West is going to be following to a heart also from that carding.
I still don't understand why we aren't just playing a spade to the ace, though. Like, it's 100% spade to the ace, even if they get a heart ruff, unless trumps are 4-0. Whereas this line, if they get a heart ruff with a stiff trump, you can go down.
Yeah, I guess drawing 1 spade is always free.
Right, because you play a spade to the ace and then play a diamond, and then
Right.
even if they are able to table second spade, you can win and then just cross ruff, so. But no harm in this scenario. Declare ruffs the club, and now might just go king, ace of spades, cross ruff. You just like second and fourth leads. Yeah, low from Doubleton is something I've actually never played. Okay, why are we not pulling trumps? Someone help me. Yeah, but the Polish style leads, I have played against them a lot.
This can't be what's happening. There we go.
Yeah, the diamond ruff was a little suspect, but
Yeah.
we eventually got there to 11 tricks and a push forward.
Yeah.
A little bit of time left in the round, but we'll have to see. Now that we know it's very possible there are some what's it called? Are some penalties even if you do finish the round on time. So I'm jumping into the only other match that is still playing, which is Parker versus Waldowski. And Waldowski, I think one of the other top teams in the event doing quite well. Parker, one of those teams that is sitting kind of in the fifth, sixth slot, I think, in that position.
Currently fifth. Yep.
Yeah, so I believe we're starting to see a bit of separation from the top four, and fifth place I think is fairly secured. Parker appears to have done well enough against some of the lower ranking teams.
Yeah, I think there's still some possibility for movement, but with only a couple of matches left, 10 M's between fifth and or 10 V's between fifth and sixth, this started to look like an awful lot.
Okay,
And
I
it's
have
10.05, so yeah. I guess actually that doesn't really matter since there's fractional fixture points.
yeah, I have under good authority that we will have to look at Zach Grosak's decision making on board 64. So
All right.
no spoilers, but I will get there. Oh wait, that is this match. I see. I
Yeah.
see. Zach is already in here, so that's the only
Yeah, they
big
were.
swing.
Yeah, Zach's table is done, so
Got it. Got it. Okay. Well, once the
64.
play concludes here, and it will shortly, declare will play a spade. Queen pops up. Trump split, and declare can claim the rest.